G'day Whovians and welcome to this week's brand new video. This week I wanted to sit down and have a discussion about a certain topic that has been floating around since Series 11 premiered. Or to be more specific, it has been floating around since the companions were announced for Series 11. And the question I'm going to be discussing today is 3 companions too many? I have got a lot of points to discuss and a lot to talk about, so let's jump straight into this week's new video. I'm going to kick off the discussion immediately by saying 3 companions is not a big deal. We had classic Doctor Who where we had 3 companions, sometimes even 4. I do think that 3 companions for the 13th Doctor's very first series was a big risk. Then again, for the 5th Doctor's first series we also had 3 companions, but this is different. And I'm going to be called sexist for this, but it's different because we had a female Doctor. This was a big change, so I think that 3 companions for Series 11 maybe was a little bit of a bad idea. The idea of 3 companions is not a bad idea, and Series 12 works quite well with 3 companions. But I think for Series 11, kicking it off with a female Doctor, which is another huge new change for Doctor Who, it really didn't give the 13th Doctor a lot of time for us to see her. We had to deal with a brand new female Doctor who we needed to get used to, plus 3 new companions. That is a lot to take in. And personally, I will put it out there right now, I don't think Chris Chibnall has written very well for 3 companions. But that is just my opinion. I think one of the major things that people have a problem with the 3 companions in New Who now is the lack of backstory. But again, in classic Doctor Who, we didn't get a lot of backstory. There are a lot of characters in classic Doctor Who that we barely know anything about because they barely had any backstory. For example, Susan, Barbara and Ian. They were in the very first episode of Doctor Who, the very first series of Doctor Who, and we kind of didn't know anything about them. Yeah, we knew that they were school teachers and that Susan was their student and the Doctor's granddaughter, and that she travelled with the Doctor, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we actually got further than that in terms of a serious backstory for any of those companions. New Who is a little bit different because a lot of the companions in New Who we have gone into their backstory just a little bit, some more than others. For Rose Tyler, we met her mum, met her dad, found out that her dad died, found out that she was kind of a nobody that worked in a shop. Apart from that, and Nikki Smith, but apart from that, what else did we really learn about Rose's backstory? Martha Jones, we met her family, we found out she was a nurse, a doctor, sorry, not a nurse. What else from that? To be fair, do correct me in the comments because I haven't really binge watched Doctor Who in a long time. I need to again, and I'm trying to remember things. So a lot of people complain that the Series 11 and 12 companions don't get a lot of backstory, but they have gotten a decent amount of backstory. Yaz, we found out that she had mental health problems and that encouraged her to join the police force. We also met Yaz's parents and her sister and her grandmother. We went into her grandmother's backstory, which is a bit weird that we kind of focus more on that than the actual companion's backstory, but still. For Ryan, we found out that he has dyspraxia, that his mum died, I think, and then of course his problems with his father and his childhood friends in Series 12, which kind of popped up out of nowhere, and that he works in a factory, didn't he? I don't even know. But again, not a lot for Ryan, and one of the weird things for Ryan is in Series 11, the first episode he had dyspraxia. It was kind of mentioned throughout Series 11 and then in Series 12, correct me if I'm wrong, I can't quite remember it being mentioned ever again. Graham is the one with the most backstory, I'd say, in Chris Chibnall's era of Doctor Who. We found out how he met Grace, we found out that he had cancer, he used to be a bus driver, I think he was married before, I can't quite remember. But I feel like he's the most interesting character, the most interesting companion so far, and that he does have the most backstory. And Graham is my favourite Jodie Whittaker companion. But again, backstory's not a huge problem. We got a lot more backstory for our 3 companions in Series 12 than Series 11, but still, backstory, that shouldn't matter. As I said, the backstory shouldn't really matter because we had companions in Classic Who that we practically knew nothing about. So I think it's more the writing than the backstory that people have a problem with. For me, it's definitely the writing. Series 12 was a big step up from Series 11 in terms of the writing for the Doctor and the companions, and the episodes in general. But for me, backstory is not a huge kind of deal. Some backstory for companions, we've got like a bit of these 3 companions, so it's, I mean, I'm not too fussed about it. So again, is 3 companions a bad idea? No, I personally don't think so at all. I think it's a great idea. I think that the writing needs to be spot on though, especially when you've got a Doctor who's the first female Doctor who needs to have her moments. And she does definitely have her moments, the next Doctor. But I feel like these companions really take over the show a lot now. And they might leave in Revolution of the Daleks, who knows? And I'm not trying to hate on Jodie Whittaker's Doctor either. I love Jodie Whittaker, I love the 13th Doctor. I think the writing is the problem. I think Jodie is absolutely fantastic. But do you think that backstory is something that is 100% needed? Or are you kind of like me where it doesn't really matter?
Hello, this is Sylvester McCoy here, Doctor Who number 7. I want to say, Whovians, don't forget to subscribe to Whovian Comely. There's a new video every week. And you don't have to be comely to watch it. You can be uncomely too. Bye.
Thanks for watching this week's brand new video, Whovians. If you haven't already, make sure you give it a thumbs up down below. And like the Doctor just said, subscribe. There's a brand new video every single Friday. And if you haven't already, follow me on social media for some behind the scenes photos and videos, and of course more Doctor Who content. I'm Liam and I'll see you guys next week. Bye everyone.